Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Umajnanatimirandasya Jnana Jana Salakaya Chakshurinmilitamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaga. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Utapadakamlam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunadan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kamta Radha Kamta Namo Sute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarabhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaye Vachapatitana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namagam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Isvaraga Paramaga Krishnaga Satchidananda Vigraga Anadi Radhir Govindaga Sarva Karana Karanam Hare Krishna. By the costless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge, Raja Guhyam. So here only we understand in this Bhagavad Gita how our mind, senses and intelligence are diseased. Like when our body is getting diseased, so it is infected, for example, by a bacteria or virus or something infection. So we understand how the mechanism, how it works, like we know very well. So that's why we are having vaccines, we are having medicines and all such things, antibiotics and everything to cure. So like that, we have our Sukshma Sarira is getting infected. Our Stula Sarira is getting infected, that we understand how to, we will go to doctor. There are so many big hospitals are there, a lot of specialists are there. There are so many different specialists, like so many specialists are there, different fields. So that is our grass body when that is getting diseased. So that's what we have a way to fix them, cure the diseases. So, but for the soul is suffering when the Sukshma Sarira is getting infected. So the senses are part of this grass body only. It's a kind of between grass body and the Sukshma Sharira, basically. So mind, intelligence and ahankara, they are basically Sukshma Sharira, that is subtle body. Whereas whatever this Sula Sarira, this grass body, our senses are made up of this material matter only. Basically our senses, the sense of seeing, the lens in our eyes, or our hearing, everything is, or the sense of touching, smelling and tasting, our taste buds, everything, all these senses are made up of this grass body. So, but that way, this karma is affecting, so this grass body, still it is subtle, the senses, and mind and intelligence. So, we need to cure this disease, that's the main thing. We need to take the necessary medicines. So that is this Bhagavad Gita. So we need to control our mind, purify our mind. So that's what Suddha. Suddha means the purification. So this Bhagavad Gita is Pavitra. So it's a purifier. So this Bhagavad Gita is the Pavitra, the purifier. Basically, it's the purest one. Bhagavad Gita is purest. Nahi jnanena sadarsam pavitra miga vidyate. So there is nothing else is purer than this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So that's what we are studying every day, this Bhagavad Gita. When we study and understand this Bhagavad Gita, what is happening is that we are purifying our mind. Tatsvayam yoga samsiddhaga kalena atmani vindati. So in the due course of time, kalena means in the due course of time. Atmani vindati means we will enjoy within ourselves. Atmani vindati. Tatsvayam yoga samsiddhaga. So swayam means ourselves. Yoga samsiddhaga. When we achieve perfection in this yoga, then we will be able to enjoy within ourselves. Kalena atmani vindati. So when we do that, that enjoyment is going to be unlimited enjoyment. So bhagyasparsesu asaktatma vindati atmani yat sukham. That's why swayam atmani vindati. Here vindati atmani yat sukham. So nahi jnanena sadrsam pavitramega vidyate tatsvayam yoga samsiddhaga kalena atmani vindati. Kalena atmani vindati. Atmani vindati. So then bhagyasparsesu asaktatma vindati atmani yat sukham. So when we are not attached to the external material sense objects and able to find enjoyment within ourselves, so then that kind of enjoyment is going to be unlimited. That's why bhagyasparsesu asaktatma vindati atmani yat sukham sa brahma yoga yukthatma sukham akshayam ashnute. So he is seated in the brahma yoga, sa brahma yoga yukthatma. So then he will be able to enjoy unlimited happiness, sukham, akshayam, asnute. That's the thing. In this material world, with the material grass, material sense objects, we cannot enjoy unlimited. There is limit. Everything is limit. Whereas the happiness what we find within ourselves, we can keep on enjoying unlimited. There is no limit to it. So this Bhagavad Gita is bringing us that kind of happiness. This Bhagavad Gita is making our life very meaningful, peaceful, blissful, everything. So that's what. Everything is happening because of this Bhagavad Gita. We'll be able to plan our life based on the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. In general, in this world, material world, people, they plan. They have retirement plans, retirement benefits and all they will take, and then they will plan a lot of things, what to do and all. But unfortunately, if they don't have any knowledge about the life after death, then they cannot plan after death. They can plan only in this life. That's what most of the people, they do. 999 out of 1,000 people, they will be able to plan only in this life. As long as they can live, they can plan for it, materially speaking. But they cannot make any plans for the next life because they have no knowledge. They don't understand anything about ourselves, that we are not the body, we are the soul. So that fact they don't understand. That knowledge they don't have. So they cannot plan anything. But for us, it is not like that. We can plan about our next life. That we can now itself think about it. Like this life itself, when we enjoy so much remembering Krishna, serving Krishna, and we know for sure that next life is going to be much better than this, so that we already know that. So that way it is guaranteed. So that way we are going to have a better life and we are going to continuously make progress in each and every life. As Krishna says that, Nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata kachat. Partanaivega namutra vinasaka tasya na vidyade. Nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata kachat. So, Upatam, for such a person who is engaged in this Krishna conscious services, so not only in this life, even in the next life also, he doesn't meet with any destruction. So, Partanaivega na amutra. Iha amutra. This life or next life. Partanaivega na amutra vinasaka tasya vidyate. Na vinasaka. So, he is not going to be destroyed. Nahi kalyana krit kaschite durgatim data gacchati. So, a person who is engaged in such auspicious activities, kalyana krit kaschite, he doesn't meet with durgati, doesn't meet with destruction. So, that's what Krishna is teaching. So, that way, we know for sure our life is very well secured. We are on the right path. We are going to go to Goloka. There is no doubt about it. So, but the important point we need to understand is that we need to please Krishna. So follow this Bhagavad Gita. And in order to go to Goloka, we need to also save as many souls as possible. That's what is very important. Because that is the way for us to go to Goloka. We need to spread this message and make as many devotees as possible. That is the way for us to go to Goloka. That way, ourselves going to Krishna is guaranteed, very much. No doubt. We are going to go to Goloka. Our life is very well secured. And we are going to have a better life, every life, life after life. And we are going to, at some point of time, completely free ourselves from this material world and go to Goloka. But the important point is that we need to make sure that this knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, it should go to everyone. Our acharyas in the past, they have done like that. That's why we are getting this knowledge. Imagine Srila Prabhupada, he struggled so much to spread this message. Of course, Lord Sri Krishna's help is there with him. That's why he was able to do. But we need to understand, it all depends upon, even if Krishna wants to help us, we have to put a lot of efforts. We need to have that intense desire to spread Krishna's message, to please Krishna. So that we need to do. That's what Prabhupada had. That's why at the age of 70, he was able to make an international travel using a cargo ship. Basically, for months, he was traveling at the age of 70. We need to understand. So then he was able to establish ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Then at that time he was able to write this Bhagavad Gita as it is. That's what we are studying. That's what we are referring. Even though Krishna gave this knowledge 5,000 years ago to Arjuna, but we are able to study and understand that Bhagavad Gita exactly as it is because of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Because Krishna gave this knowledge to us through Srila Prabhupada. So that way, we have a lot of opportunities, lot of service opportunities waiting for us to please Krishna. We should take this very seriously. Of course, we are taking, and we need to make as many devotees as possible because we know that that is the only way to free ourselves from the modes of nature. Otherwise, this mind is very turbulent, it's restless, it is chanchalam, astiram. So, yato nischalati manas chanchalam, astiram. So, how are we going to make our mind stiram? That's a very important thing. Steady. It is astiram. It's unsteady. So, it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult if you don't put serious and sincere efforts to curb the restless mind, to control our mind. So, to make our mind as our best friend. Otherwise, Uddaret atmana atmanam natmanam avasade atmaivage atmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratma. Otherwise, mind is our enemy. If it is our enemy, it's going to torture us. That's what this mind is going to do. If it is not peaceful, it won't let us to live peacefully. If our mind is disturbed, if our mind is attached to material sense objects, if it is not peaceful at all, then our life is gone. Our life is full of distress. So that way, we need to focus our time and efforts and everything to make our mind very peaceful by focusing on Krishna, by fixing our mind on Krishna. That way our mind will become our friend. So that is the only way to make our mind as our best friend. Then only at the time of death, we will be able to remember Krishna. Prayana kale manasa achalena. That's what is very important. At the time of leaving this body, prayana kale manasa achalena. With our mind should not be disturbed. Manasa achalena. Then only Bruvor Madhye Pranamaves Samyik. We will be able to bring our life here between the two eyebrows. Bhaktya Yukto Yoga Balena Chaiva Bruvor Madhye Pranamaves Samyik. Then Satam Param Purusham Upaiti Divyam. Then we will go to the divine person. So the supreme transcendental person, Krishna. We will achieve. So that way, we need to make our mind as our best friend by studying this Bhagavad Gita, by focusing our mind on Krishna, by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So this we should keep on doing every time. So that way, every day, 24/7, we should be Krishna conscious. So that means our main job, our main goal in our life is to spread Krishna's message, Bhagavad Gita. Because we are all here, that is because of that reason only. Krishna, of course, has arranged this opportunity for us, but there is a desire for us to study Bhagavad Gita, and there is a desire for us to spread this message. So Krishna is reciprocating. Krishna is giving us this opportunity. So that's what is very important. But for people who are going after material things, they have a desire to achieve a lot of materialistic goals. So they are working hard and they are getting it. So that way, Krishna is giving it. But the problem is that even though they are getting it, even though Krishna is giving it, but there has no permanent value. So they will actually sataya sraddhaya yuttaga tasya radhanam igate labatecha tadaha kaman mayaiva vigitan. So they will get what they want. Labatecha tadaha kaman mayaiva vigitan. So that is coming only from me. But the problem is that antavatu palam tesham tatbhavati alpamedasam. So that those results will come to an end. So antavatu palam tesham. So whereas for us, when we want to serve Krishna, when we want to please Krishna, when we want to spread this message, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is creating so many opportunities for us to serve him, and we are achieving a lot of success. There is no doubt about it. All of us studying Bhagavad Gita every day, this itself is a big success for us. And Krishna's help is always there with us. And Krishna will make sure that we will remember him and will go to Goloka. So that way, whatever we want to do, if we have that intense desire to please Krishna, so then Krishna will definitely make us to serve him in a very nice way, because everything ultimately is coming from Krishna only. There is no doubt about it. So we are all going to become experts in Bhagavad Gita. We are already becoming experts. We already know all the chapters, different questions asked by Arjuna, and all the answers given by Krishna. Already we are becoming more and more Krishna conscious. We are very much aware that we are controlled by the modes of material nature. We also know how to free ourselves from the three modes of nature. And Krishna is creating more opportunities for us to get ourselves free from the modes of nature. So that is why we are studying and understanding this Bhagavad Gita very well. So we finished 40 slokas in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We understand that how mind, senses, and intelligence are the sitting places of this lust. So what we are studying, Krishna is teaching in the sloka number 39, we studied. Avritam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha. Avritam jnanam etena. So it covers our knowledge. So which one? That kama rupena kaunteya. So it is our eternal enemy. Jnana is eternal enemy, nityavairina, and it burns like fire. So trying to satisfy our senses, that means trying to thinking that if we can enjoy the material sense objects, then it will be satisfied. That's not going to happen. That is like pouring oil on the fire. So it's going to burn even more. So that's what happens. We need to curb, we need to control. That is the only way. So that's why Krishna is teaching us that. Thus the wise living entity's pure consciousness becomes covered by his eternal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire. Then in the next sloka, what we studied yesterday in the sloka number 14, Indriyani mano buddhi asyatishtanam uchyate yetair vimohayati yesha jnanamavritya dehinam. So Indriyani, senses, mano, mind, buddhi, intelligence, senses, mind and intelligence are the sitting places of this kama. And it is bewildering us by covering our knowledge. Jnana Mahavritya Dehinam. The senses, the mind, and the intelligence are the sitting places of this lust. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of the living entity and bewilders him. Tasmatvam indriyani ado niyamya bharatarshabha papmanam prajahiyenam Jnana Vijnana Nasanam. Therefore, O Bharata Sabha, O best among the Bharatas, the chief of the Bharata, Tvam, you, in the beginning, from the beginning, Adav, Niyamya, control, regulate. What? senses. Therefore, you regulate your senses from the beginning. We have to regulate our senses, control our senses. In everything, in eating, sleeping, recreation. That's why yukta. Yukta means regulation, niyamya. Yukta agara vigarasya, yukta chesasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabodasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. So everything we need to put limits. That's the main thing. We need to regulate. So that's what niyamya. That's why tasmatvam indriyani adav niyamya bharatarsam. Yastvindriyani manasa niyamya. That's what Krishna said in the 3rd chapter. In the beginning, we already studied that. Yastvindriyani manasa. So, karmendrihi karma yogam asaktaka savisishyati. Niyamya arabhate Arjuna. Yastvindriyani manasa niyamya arabhate Arjuna. So, from the help of mind, you should regulate your senses. That's what Krishna says. Same thing Krishna is teaching here again towards the end also. Tasmatvam indriyani adav niyamya bharadarsabha. Yastvindriyani manasa niyamya arabhate Arjuna. Here, tasmatvam indriyani adav niyamya bharadarsabha. Therefore, you should regulate, you should control your senses. So, because this papmanam prajakigena jnana vinyana nasam. So, it's a great symbol of sin. So, this kama. So, it is destroying our both jnana and vinyana, theoretical and practical knowledge, everything. So, that way, in the beginning itself, you should curb. So, that's what Krishna is teaching us. So, that way, controlling our senses, regulating our senses is very important, because even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away the intelligence of a person, just like a boat on the water is swept away by a strong wind. Senses are so strong and impetuous that they forcibly carry away the mind. So, therefore, one should control the senses. So, that is very important. Then only we can free ourselves from this karma. So how we can do that? By engaging our senses in the service of Krishna. That's very important. So we have to do everything for Krishna. Everything. Then by Krishna's mercy, we have to do everything for Krishna. Then by Krishna's mercy, we will be freed from this modes of material nature and we will go to Goloka. So Krishna is teaching in this sloka that therefore, O Arjuna, best of the Bharatas, in the very beginning, curb this great symbol of sin by regulating the senses and slay this destroyer of knowledge and self-realization. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the sloka number 41 in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. Now let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Niti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Umajnanatimradasya Jnanajana Salakaya Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namagam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Salikavra Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, only tomorrow only I won't be able to give Bhagavad Gita lecture, only tomorrow due to unavoidable reasons. Hare Krishna. So now let us discuss. Hare Krishna, Tingir Prabhu, Tulsi, Vilasa Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna to all the devotees. I kindly request the devotees to use the Zoom raise hand feature to ask your questions to Guruji. Subir Mishra Prabhu, Venkat Nagarjun Prabhu, and Hina Mataji says, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, Guruji, for today's class.
Hare Krishna.
I don't see any raise hand, Guruji. So there is no question. Oh, Ravin Prabhu has raised his hand. Ravin Prabhu, you can unmute yourself and talk to Guruji. Oh.
Sometimes he has problem.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, it got delayed to unmute. Prabhuji, so in today's sloka, we learned that Tasmad Tvam Indriyani Adav. And in the other sloka, we also learned that Prarabhate. So, which means from the beginning. So, what does that beginning means? From when we have to control? So, what is the guidance on that, Prabhuji?
That means for us, as soon as we know, immediately we need to start doing that. That's why from the beginning means first thing is that we need to, with the mind, we need to control the senses. That is the very important thing. So here also when Krishna says that Tasmatvam Indriyani Adav Niyamya Bharatarsava. So from the beginning you control your senses. So but we know that we can control the senses only with the mind. Yastvindriyani manasa niyamya arabhate. Manasa means with the mind. Only with the mind only we can control the senses. So that means in order to control our senses, we need to first control our mind. Without controlling our mind, how can we control our senses? So controlling the mind is possible only by getting, as I said in the past, explained, we need to have the determination. If we have the vairagya, so vairagyena cha grihyate. So that's what vairagya is, detachment. And dhriti, vairagya and dhriti, these two things are very important to control the mind. So with vairagya and the determination, with the detachment and the determination, when we do abhyasa, practice, so then we can control the mind. So for that, we need the intelligence. So for that, we need this devotion unto Krishna. For that, we need this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. All such things yesterday I was explaining. So that way, from the beginning means we need to, as soon as we know that, we need to start working on this. That's what is very important. This Bhagavad Gita, following Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, controlling our mind, then we can control our senses. So then only we can achieve Krishna's mercy. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, thanks for that explanation. But as I understand, is that as an ordinary human being who is not yet a yogi or sthita prajna,
Yes.
that is, of course, our objective, and we are that, which means that we are not able to control our mind and not able to control our indriyas, but we are on the way to do that.
That is correct.
So that's the reason I asked from the beginning, means from what point kind of thing. So you mentioned as soon as we realize it. So we
Yes,
should
as
do
soon
that.
as we get this knowledge, act on this Bhagavad Gita. Everything follow Bhagavad Gita completely. So that's what, without controlling the mind, we cannot control the senses. That's it. So controlling mind is our first primary task. That is focusing our mind on Krishna. That's it.
Yeah. So what I am understanding is that we cannot leave it like this, that, okay, I will do everything else, but this one controlling mind, I will do later on. So that should not be
that is not possible without controlling our mind. That's it. Yes,
because that is never going to come otherwise, right? So
Krishna said very, very clearly that asamyatat mana yogo dusprapa itime mati. Without controlling the mind, there is no way one can achieve yoga. That's it.
yes, Prabhuji. See, thank you, Prabhuji. So it's that was only the doubt, and you explained it. Thank you, and so in-depthful for every day you are doing this, and tomorrow you will not be there. We
Yes,
will watch videos.
yes, Prabhu. One day tomorrow. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you. No problem, Prabhuji. Take care of yourself and your
Yes,
family,
Prabhu.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama
Hare
Rama. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There are no more questions. So thank you, Guruji, for today's class. Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Mithun Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji, how are you?
Hare Krishna. By Krishna's mercy, I am fine, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Guruji, for the wonderful class.
Yes, Prabhu.
So the only way we can avoid this lust is to chant. That's all.
That
Guruji.
is the only way, Prabhu. Yes. Studying this Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, putting all our efforts in remembering Krishna. That's very, very important thing. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Guruji. We'll remember that. Thank you, Guruji.
That's
Hare
it.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hina Mataji, Hare Krishna. Brinda Jason Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Guruji,
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
thank you for the class, Guruji. And it's very
Yes.
nice. It sounds easy that we need to control our mind, to control all our lusty desires. Yes, so control of the mind with connection to Krishna, which automatically will take us forward.
Exactly. Yes, Mataji. That's what.
Yes, Guruji. And that will happen also with the remembrance in the whole day. keeping Krishna as the focus, as our main objective to attain.
Yes.
So, yes,
Yes,
Guruji. So whatever happens during the day or our external situations, I mean, how I've been seeing my clients and all when we do the REBT therapy, and so we try to understand this, that it is the own subject which is disturbed by these situations instead of blaming outside. So I think this focus on the mind is also very subjective, basically.
Yes.
So I think that control, being subjective, is the key is with us to
But
understand.
Krishna has given us complete instructions how to control the mind. So we just have to follow that. That's what is very important.
Yes, Guruji.
In the 6th chapter, Krishna is teaching us how to control our mind. We have to follow. Yes, Mother.
To bring back again and again.
Yeah, sit in a secluded place, purify that place, and sit. Keep the seat not too high, not too low, and sit straight. Don't look at any other directions. And wherever the mind goes, and bring it back, and again focus on this sound vibration. So everything Krishna said, we just have to do everything what Krishna says, then we can control the mind. Krishna has very, very clearly taught us how to control our mind.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much for encouraging us daily. Thank you, Guruji. Tomorrow there's no class, Guruji.
Yes, Mother. Tomorrow only I won't be able to give. Yes, Mother.
Okay.
Only tomorrow. Yes, Mother.
Anyway, Guruji, thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Guruji.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Chandrakanta Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Just I was thinking, Guruji, that we have to control our mind. So many times when I introspect, I feel I've controlled, a lot of changes are there. I feel. Again, sometime I'll slip. Then I feel, oh, again I'm slipping. Like that, it's happening, Guruji. I need Krishna's mercy to control the mind, Guruji, whether in any aspects, whether in expressions or eating habits, whatever it is. But compared to earlier, I feel a little improvement is there. When I fall back, again I fell back like that. I feel, Guruji.
No need to feel that. We will all, Krishna is guaranteeing that we will not fall. Even if we fall back, we will not meet with any distraction. That's what Krishna is already guaranteeing. We will go.
Fluctuation. There is no consistency. Okay.
That's over a period of time. It takes a lot of experience, lot of practice.
No, Guruji. That's what I was thinking. Because today you told, no, without controlling the mind, there is no yoga. When I'll...
Yeah, that's Krishna said very, very clearly. Yeah, samyatat mana yoga dusprapa itimema. Vasyatmana tu yatata sakyo vaptum upayata.
That's what that sentence worried me. Yes. When I'll control, when the yoga will come.
Krishna will help us, Mataji, don't worry. Krishna is mercy. We have to depend on Krishna. That's it. Krishna will help us.
We are depending on Krishna. There. But still the past, this thing, whatever we have brought, that we are fluctuating. I'm talking for myself. I'm fluctuating.
Krishna is Rishikesha, correct? He's the master of the senses.
Yeah.
So he will help us, Mataji. That's it. We have to depend on Krishna. That's it.
Thank you, Guruji. That sentence really worried me. That's why I asked, Guruji. Thank you.
So, Mataji, if we make sure that we are engaged in Krishna's service 24/7, then easily our mind will be under control. It won't go anywhere else. That's the main thing.
Yeah. We feel, for example, yesterday, maximum time Krishna consciousness. Sometimes here or there it will go. Now, today I was chanting, my tenant came, then I have to break. Something will happen, Guruji, something or the other, because we are in this world, no, Guruji. It happens. But Oh, I'm feeling Krishna's mercy is there, Guruji, as you told.
Krishna's mercy is there. Krishna will help us, no doubt. No doubt.
Thank you, Guruji.
We are
Some-
there. We will get there. We'll identify all the devotees. Krishna will help us.
Yes,
No
Guruji.
problem.
Yes, Guruji. Krishna only should give us his service, Guruji. I always pray, give service, your service to me. That's all, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Goyal Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you very much for a wonderful class again. I don't have any question as such, but I just wanted to seek blessings for my son and my son-in-law. They both are sharing birthdays tomorrow, that is 25th.
Oh, very nice.
So tomorrow you won't be having the class, so I request, I seek your blessing for them and good wishes for all the
Definitely. I
devotees.
pray to Krishna.
Yeah.
Definitely, Prabhu. So, yeah, your son is in Mumbai, Prabhu, or Delhi with you?
My son was at MDI Gurgaon, Guruji, but he is joining SP Jain College of Management at Mumbai this weekend, next Monday, that means. So I seek good wishes for that adventure also. Thank you, Guruji. So your blessings are always with us.
Definitely, Mother Prabhu. I pray to
Krishna.
Krishna. Krishna's mercy.
Everything is going fine. So nice.
Krishna's
So,
mercy.
consciousness. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you for the class. And thank you for giving us tips on taking care of Sukshma Sarira and Stula Sarira.
Yes, yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Both
thank you,
Sarira.
Guruji. Yeah, everything is fine, Guruji. All well. Thank you very much.
Yes, Mataji. Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. SK Garg Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Guruji, thank you very much for the class. You are taking always so much pain to tell us so many good things. Today,
Yes.
your explanation about the Sukshma Sarira and the gross body is really wonderful. In fact, we always care about the gross body, but hardly any time we think about this. There is something more than this, which perhaps affect the gross body also. So this knowledge, so much of the knowledge is there in this Bhagavad Gita. It's really, for me, it is nothing less than the miracle. And we are getting this knowledge through you, Guruji.
Yes.
We are grateful to you. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Krishna's mercy. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Prabhu.
Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sashireka Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thanks for a wonderful class, Guruji. What struck me today is the first thing that you mentioned about, the gross body getting infected, and that was beautiful, Guruji. That the Sukshma body, no one really worries about. That is also, when it is
That's
affected,
correct. That's
how
also
to take
infected.
care of it. Yeah, that is so beautiful. And there is no expert, only Krishna. Krishna is the only
Krishna.
expert as far as that is concerned, isn't it?
Yes.
For gross body, we can go to the experts, the various
Even
doctors,
the
this neurologist,
doctors,
that endocrinologist.
Yes, even
Isn't
if the
it?
doctors
But
who
for
treat the
the
gross
Sukshma-
body, if they, yes, Mataji.
Yeah, they also need Krishna's mercy, but you at least physically have someone to go to. But in this case, you have to only depend on the Bhagavad Gita and only depend on Krishna. That was a beautiful takeaway. Thank you so much for putting it that way. It's a lovely way of putting it, and it stays with us. Thank you. And the
Yes.
second thing that I think which struck me the most, which you have repeatedly told us previously also, that planning for this life is not important. Planning for afterlife is important.
That's
So I
correct.
think that
Yes.
is the journey that we must all look at. What happens to me after? Why do I need to plan so much for a very transient kind of body and transient life? which is not permanent, but I must look at what I need permanently to be with Krishna. And so that is afterlife. And that is what I must plan for. And what I have to plan for in this life is devotion for him, so that I can achieve that plan after life. So that is, I think, is a beautiful thing. Again, very, very, I think some of these things that you say stay with us, Guruji. They are such important messages. We are so grateful to you, so indebted to you for these powerful messages. These transformations that are happening to me, at least, are 90% of the result of the motivation through you, the guidance that you give. It's because of that. And I notice the transformation, and I'm so happy. Like Chandrakanta Mataji said that sometimes she feels bad that she's sleeping. I'm surprised that I don't feel guilty at all. I always tell myself that it's a slow process. The progress is slow. Overnight, I cannot become Sthita Pragya. It's not going to happen. Slow and steady. I always tell myself slow and steady is the important thing. So let me not feel dejected that, I am not making progress. I'm also looking at the progress that I make. And thanks so much to you, Guruji.
Leave it to Krishna. Krishna will take care. Yes. Krishna is
yes. And without his grace, nothing can happen. Even my progress cannot happen without his grace.
We are able to study every day and understand this Bhagavad Gita by his mercy. Otherwise, it's impossible.
Yes. And consciously, the only thing that also happens very, very, I always feel it cannot happen without his mercy, but with trying, I can only try to make sure that I think of him all the time. I dedicate every activity of mine to him all the time. This is what I'm making an effort at, and making sure that, he is on my mind. All the prasad, everything that I eat is first offered to him. And consciously in my mind, all activities are dedicated to him all the time. Yeah. Thank you so much for that knowledge. Indebted to you, Guruji. Extremely indebted to you. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Guruji.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Deepesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the wonderful class. I don't have any questions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Asha Singh Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for wonderful class.
Yes,
we are very grateful to you, Guruji, that keeping us in Krishna consciousness all
Krishna's
the time.
Mercy. Yes, Mataji. Krishna's caused us mercy.
It's all your sincere efforts, Guruji.
Yes, Mataji. We will definitely share more, no doubt. Yes,
we are learning a lot, Guruji, how to control our senses and mind by the service of Krishna, by chanting and surrendering, etc.
We just follow Krishna's instructions, everything what he says in Bhagavad Gita, then we are good to go to Goloka.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Ajay Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Dandavad pranams, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I missed today also, Prabhuji. Sorry. Something I forgot completely. I got a phone call and I forgot, Prabhuji.
No, you can follow through the YouTube recording this one.
Today is like, I know I'm awake production work, so yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Palaniyappan Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today's class, as many people told, it is very, very, very interesting class in the sense that you have started with mind, intelligence, and senses, how they are diseased. That is the first important thing which we were not knowing at all. We were knowing, but not in a direct way. Today you have told that is in a direct way, it is getting diseased. That is the more important thing than anything else.
Yes.
Because that disease we have to remove. That without removing that disease, nothing can happen. So that is one important thing what I understood. And
Yes.
second thing is, a few days before, I could see around 2,000 students in states, 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita, they were chanting. All that is the thing what I saw. It's a very interesting thing to see that itself. See, our Ravin Prabhu has asked a question. More or less, the beginning means when to start. So you are clearly told that we have to start only if our intelligence is controlled. Then only it is possible to
mind control.
otherwise it is not possible. But at that age, when we saw that all the students chanting Bhagavad Gita 700 verses, that is also at the age of around approximately average 10 years old students. And really it is interesting to see and really astonishing to hear, and that also in states, not in India. It is in states that type of thing is taking place. That is a very interesting thing to think. When he has asked that question, I remember that most probably that 10 years, if we are able to mature ourselves, 1,000 in one can change. That was my thinking. That is the thing. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavad Pranam. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Guruji. आपका आशीर्वाद बना रहा है. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Vishnuvardhana Rao, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vishnuvardhana Rao, Prabhu.
Guruji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
No question, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Guruji.
Yes,
to be in Sthita Prajna is not only tough, but also easy with the consciousness of Krishna and the follow of Krishna instructions.
That's correct.
Today class, very important is planning for this life is not important. Planning for his next life is important. Very good, Guruji. Namaste,
Yes,
Guruji.
Namaste, Prabhu. What you said is very much true. Yes, Prabhu. We have to use this life to plan for next life. Hare Krishna.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Gayatri Mataji, Hare Krishna. Mani Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, like yesterday class and previous class, this today's class also goes on a mind control, and it's a very, very important aspect of human life. The mind is enemy as well as it is also a friend. So, how to make your mind as a friend towards Krishna? That is what the whole preaching is. So there are many slokas which gives a solution for that. So for me, my experience, my realization for the last month or so, see, the Hare Krishna is the switch on mode and switch off mode. That mantra, that whatever we chant, it has a powerful this thing. So many Prabhus, they question towards how to control and all. Simply, if you are not getting sleep and your mind is wavering towards many things, so the only thing is that mantra gives that solution. So when I don't get sleep, when I went to Chennai and all, it's a strange place. I could not able to get sleep. So I just chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra Japa, and I got a sleep, and I woke up when I want. So we need not to do many other things. That is not important according to my opinion. So the chemistry is very, very clear, because when you chant Sahasranamam, Vishnu Sahasranamam, or any other version, what MS Subbalakshmi, many other people, they teach us through their version. See, the R sound, Ra sound is having a major relief. See, Vishnu Sahasranamam comes with so many of Ra sound. Sanskrit R sound is having effect in all over. So when you call Rama, that R sound, Krishna R sound, it gives you a medical relief to any human body and mind. So that is my opinion, Guruji, that we need not to do much other things. If you want to occupy your mind, just chant that Mahamantra. It will give relief, and you will not travel to past, you will not travel to future, because both of the things are not under our control. So for controlling the present, what happens, the human nature is they go beyond their capability and capacity. They want to do many things in life. Suddenly, when I'm talking to you, my mind will go to Texas. So next month I may go to Texas, and all the mind will start wavering, So the Mahamantra Japa will always keep you in presence. So I'm doing this, Guruji. So it gives me a lot of relief. If I don't get sleep, I jump Krishna. When I woke up, I do this. So it gives me a clear picture that by doing the japa itself, you do your regular activities. Either you are taking bath or you are taking anything, you do that japa and do this. So that means you are going towards Krishna voluntarily. So that is my experience, Guruji. So I want to share with everybody. It's very simple.
There is no
Hare
doubt.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Wonderful class. And we are really, indebtful to you for the whole life, or maybe in the next gen.
Yes,
also.
we will be all indebted to Krishna. Yes, Krishna has mentioned in said. Sunil Shivas Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Pranam Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Ram Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. I've been listening all these conversations, Guruji. And again, that's again Lord Krishna's blessing that whatever I encounter Chandrakanta Maharaji also, and we are like twins, Guruji, identical twins. So yesterday also I was a bit disturbed. I was watching my father's videos and all. I sent a message to Sasireka Mataji. She convinced me with the same message. So the disturbance comes, no matter how we are perfect, because we are in the material world, and the mind longs for it, especially when some incidents happen. If you want to talk to somebody, we are forced to mingle with the rest of the group, even the people who are not in Krishna consciousness. We have to work with them, and we get carried away, Guruji. That's the Maya, powerful Maya is with us. And at times it is very difficult to come back from there, Guruji. But what Mani Prabhu said is 100% true. That's how I managed to overcome my sorrows. Whatever time it may be, when you started chanting the Maha Mantra, that put you on a righteous path, Guruji. And listening to you, taking notes, we should not do any other thing, no other business at all. Just listening to Krishna and chant Maha Mantra, then after that taking notes and look through it, and we should not allow mind anywhere, Guruji. That immediately restore. But we are humans, Guruji. There are other external factors, and there are dependents on us, correct, Guruji? I may be in Krishna consciousness. So my aunt, uncle, all these people and all, if some incident happen in a family and all, right, I have to go and participate. And I can't really impose my values if they are not in that, Guruji. That way, even there are dependents, like Mataji, Satchandrakanta Mataji said, the tenants are there, our subordinates are there. They were all looking for it. I cannot go and tell them do Maha Mantra chanting. I can tell them in a slow paced manner. I demonstrate my lifestyle. I think living as an example is the best thing, Guruji. rather than telling them you chant Maha Mantra and doing preaching and all. They should look at me and from there they should learn rather than I go and tell them, Guruji. Challenges are there, Guruji, but at the same time, the solutioning is also there, Guruji, and we are very much indebted here. That's a reason. Unfortunately, yesterday night Tamil class was skipped because you're also busy, and tomorrow we are not going to get an English class. But these are all a testing time, Guruji. So we can't really rely on other person always. Myself and the Lord. That is going to happen one day. I may be bedridden, I can't listen, I can't even operate these laptops, all these things, Guruji. At one point of time, I have to be independent. I have to be on bed and think only about Krishna. Correct, Guruji. This thing is going to happen today, whether I like it or not. By God's grace, probably we may go in a sudden lightning fast, or some people may have to go through based on my karma. So at the time, only myself and God. I have to connect with only Lord Krishna, Guruji. And Maha Mantra chanting is very helpful. At probably some point of time, I can't even carry my beats, but I have to recite, close my eyes, and realize a Lord within me, like our Guruji Radhanath Swami says. All is inward. I have to look inward, and I have to be compassionate and enjoy the divine grace within me, Guruji. And that alone is sufficient, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you very much,
Hare
Guruji.
Hare
Excellent.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Guruji, I forgot to tell you, sorry. Today I observed when you chant that, I've sent a video to also you and our Bangalore team as well. Guruji, when you are chanting, I was hearing that maracas kind of a sound has happened, like a rhythm pattern, especially when you say Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Then after that, the sound stops. Only Krishna, Krishna, exactly that, like a rhythm pattern. Then I did a recording I've sent to you. When you say Hare Krishna, 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 then that stops. Probably some echo and your beats or something is making that noise, Guruji. After that, absolute silence. Only that the first syllable, Guruji, until Krishna, Krishna, there is a echo, there is a maracas kind of a background music. That also again reinforced what Mani Prabhu has said. We have to focus on a transcendental vibration. You keep telling that comes and goes, Guruji, but then again, Krishna told me clearly, your suffering is you're not focusing on the vibration, the sound vibration. So that's why the vibration happened. I recorded and sent to the team, Chandrakata Mataji, all team. So I've sent to you as well, Guruji. You have a look into it. Something I was looking whether echo happens from my place or somewhere, then that's a miracle, Guruji. That is what Srila Prabhupada also telling. The transcendental vibration is very, very important, Guruji. And you elucidated few times. You clearly mentioned Krishna, Krishna, and Rama, Rama. The syllable needs to be stressed, Guruji. Once we are in that deeply rooted into it, nothing can shake us, Guruji. That is 100% sure. This is the only ultimate knowledge, Guruji. Nothing. We can relinquish all other activities. Reading Bhagavad Gita is a dharma, and chanting Maha Mantra is good. And Guruji, the rest all go away. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna to all. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Gayatri Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Very well explained class today, nice class.
Yes,
Krishna is giving good examples for our practical life.
exactly. Yes.
Yes, Guruji. Nice.
Very
nice.
easy.
Yes, very easy to understand. Very easy and very simple examples he is giving.
Yes, no doubt.
Yes, Guruji.
Definitely
Thank you,
we will understand. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thanks
Krishna,
for
Hare
guiding
Krishna.
us in the
Thank
right path. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare
So
Rama.
today Tamil class is there or no?
Yeah, yes, Mataji. Tamil class will be there today. Only
Tomorrow
tomorrow's
class.
Tamil class, there is Thursday morning, Wednesday evening Tamil class won't be there. Wednesday morning English and evening Tamil, I won't be able to teach. Yes,
Okay, Guruji. Okay.
won't be at home. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Guruji. Thank
Tomorrow, today will be there, Mataji. Today Tamil
Okay,
class.
Guruji. Okay. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Manoranjan Sahu Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Very
Krishna.
wonderful system. Really, the control your mind and really transformation taking place. Swasti Rekha Mataji told, and Ram Prabhu also experiencing all the transcendental, the divine charge. How can you get it? really that as much you can surrender ourselves to Lord Krishna and Mahamantra whenever you find time. And we have to find the time. We have to find time won't come to you, come to us. So you should accordingly, this is the highest knowledge. So this is Indriyani, as today also you told about the senses, how to control the mana buddhi, same controlling of mind. So it is a very much very important class. Say how it is adhisthanam, the sitting place of that mind control and everything. So it should be how far that is a very, each word is very important. So that you have to take care of all these words, and really grateful to you, Guru, indebted to you, and I offer my obeisance and oblations to unto your lotus feet, Guruji. Because of you, this is the highest form of knowledge you are getting, and really Prabhupada also has done a great job by giving us opportunity to go through all the scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, volumes and volumes of books. Lot of things he has done because of his willpower, because of his surrender to Lord Krishna. What he has not done, I am very surprised that even if a drop also we are unable to do this because of our not dedication to Lord Krishna, because we are not dedicated. That's why we are not doing anything. By telling is not enough. How far Prabhupada and Guruji yourself also rendered a great service by imparting this, disseminating this highest form of knowledge. So thank you, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji. Satata naman, naman, naman.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let us listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,